Good morning, and welcome to Rocks News, your news source for everything that rocks. I'm your host, well-dressed Caucasian male. With me today is co-hosting ambiguously famous religious author.
Thank you, Connor.
Today's top story, Kanye West tries to sue himself. But first we go live to outside the Supreme Court, where gay marriage has just been legalized, with our field correspondent, Matthew Hudson. Matthew, how are things going down there?
Thanks, Connor. I'm here live at the scene where gay marriage has just been legalized. The courtroom dissolved into a war zone immediately after the verdict. The verdict has caused droughts and global warming to increase. Scientists have refused to look further into the issue, stating that's gay. Connor, we're reporting there are bi, tri, even quadrisexuals at the scene.
Tom, let me get this straight. You've actually seen quadrisexuals?
No, we're just reporting it. After people realized that marriage was no longer between a man and a woman, they have started marrying bricks, trees, dogs. We have also witnessed the first case of two women named Rachel marrying each other. The first interracial marriage of its kind. It's only been 15 minutes since the final verdict, and human morals have dissolved, and a plague of frogs have descended upon the courtroom. Connor, we're seeing a pack of them approach us now. We don't want any trouble, no.
Well, you've got trouble, you silly monkey. Finally, now that that's gone, there's nothing to stop us from destroying the world.
Those frogs might be a hassle to clean up tomorrow, won't they, Grant?
What the
In other news, Kim Kardashian's butt is being registered into the National Library of Congress, being noted the most publicious of all time, a word added minutes later to the National Oxford Dictionary. And now, your traffic and weather together, with our intern, Robert.
You do know my name is Stephen, Connor, right?
Loud and clear, Ben.
Thanks, Connor. I hear you too. Well, the rodent has seen its shadow, Connor, meaning that 2 more weeks of frigid weather lay in front of us. Predictions of light snow flurries Thursday evening continue to circulate, with accumulations at most at about 1/4 of an inch. City's governor has demanded the city enter a state of emergency, advising citizens to stock up on everything from bitter skim milk to last season of The Bachelor to keep our hearts warm. All public schools have been canceled until next spring. Back to the studio.
Thanks for the update, Chip. We'll be sure to keep the public notified for any other news updates. That truly does sound like a natural disaster, doesn't it, Grant? We now go live to our field reporter, Chip. Chip, how are things at the Superfan convention?
Really, Connor? Here with me now is Kanye's superfan, Lisa. Lisa, tell me, what has inspired you to be more like Kanye West?
Well, Chuck, after adamantly listening to his music for years, I realized I was just Kanye stuck in a white woman's body.
After what you have gone through, what advice would you give to other superfans out there?
I would say to take out a $300,000 loan. You'll be astonished at how many plastic surgeries and implants you can afford. $300,000 worth of plastic has changed my life. I urge you to change yours.
Thank you, Lisa, for sharing your thoughts. Now back to the studio with you, Connor.
Incredible stuff. Grant, in your book, The World is Ending in 3 Days, where did you draw your inspiration?
What do you mean inspiration? The world is going to end. I have evidence right here in Revelations 19:11 that the world will end 3 days after this broadcast. Why is no one taking me seriously?
Exhilarating story. Any words to the fans out there?
You are all going to die.
Breathtaking stuff. We go live to our ISIS field commentator, Clay Williams.
I'm here in ISIS headquarters in Justin Bieber's backyard. We're going to be showing you everything in ISIS territory has to offer. ISIS continues to climb. They're spreading their religion through violence. The press secretary of the White House released a statement on Monday saying, "How you going to convert people if you keep killing all of them?" ISIS responded by tweeting out, hashtag, "We didn't really think we'd get this far, hashtag death, hashtag to America." After about a week of arguments in the Middle East, reports of the ISIS-controlled city Mosul say there have been about 7,000 beheadings over the color of the dress. We also have reports from Korea saying that North Korea is taking over control of the island Yongbyon, and a report from Twitter said that South Koreans were building a billboard with the First Lady of North Korea, Ri Sol-jul, wearing it with words saying the dress is blue and black. The First Lady told our reporters that the dress is obviously white and gold. It is about as obvious as my husband being God. I don't know about you, Connor, but I'm gonna have to say I see black and blue. In other news, the Marine Corps is set to deploy to Alabamian code talkers next week in combat. This is one of the first languages to be used as code beside Cherokee. Private First Class Bobby Joe told Rocky News, in my own dialect, that they're about to hitch a scooter there, whatchamacallit, gangster stand, and I'm just tickled a raccoon on the bottom side of a Billy Joel bucket. This is about to be, finally, we're going to end the segment with Brian Williams, who is now claiming he has beheaded the organization ISIS. Back to you, Connor.
Certainly serious stuff over in ISIS. We go now to our intern Kyle, who's at a Superfan convention interviewing a Wiz Khalifa fanatic.
Wiz Khalifa. There won't be a Wiz Khalifa in 3 days.
Sir! I'm terribly sorry for any Rocks News interviewers out there, for anyone who is offended by his outburst.
Well, Connor, I welcome here another superfan, this time of the well-renowned rap artist Wiz Khalifa. Tell me, Grant, how has Wiz made a positive impact on your life?
Well, Harold, when I went to my first Wiz concert at 13 years old, I remember he tossed me an entire garbage bag containing 6 pounds of Kush. I finished that bag 2 hours later, all for Wiz. And those 2 hours, I realized that there were 3 important things in life: doing drugs, selling drugs, and getting money from drugs.
So, how have drugs exactly influenced your life up until today?
Well, Doug, I dropped out of high school and quit my job at Apple to pursue a career of drug dealing, solely to adolescents. I have made it my goal in life to spread the gospel of weed.
But weird. Well, Grant, thanks for talking with us today. And I have one more question that I am sure all of our fans would like to know out there. How high are you right now?
High as kite.
Back to the studio with you, Connor.
A man that knows all the answers. Well, I'm sorry that's all for this evening's broadcast. From everyone here at Rocks News, good night and... Oh, whoa, how did you get in? We don't want any trouble. Well, you've got trouble, you silly goose.